We'll get things started with a flash demo. So this will just help those who aren't familiar with FME or those who are curious to get an idea of what it looks like, as well as what a simple ETL or data integration workflow might look like. So in our workspace, we'll start off by adding a reader. We'll be adding a file geodatabase reader. So for those who aren't familiar with FME, a reader is how you add your data or your data sets into your workspace. And this is where we're building out our ETL workflow. So in our data set, we have postal addresses and postcode boundaries. And we want to find out the number of addresses that are within each of the postcode boundaries. So first we can run our readers just to see what our data looks like. So with feature caching enabled, we can view our data straight in our workspace. It's a great tool for debugging or just seeing what your data sets look like as you build out your workspaces in FME. So we have our two data sets here. We have our postcode boundaries and our postal addresses. We'll connect those up to our point on area overlay. This is how we're going to calculate those overlaps. So we'll assign it a new name, which is address count, and then we'll run that. And we can take a look at our areas, and you can see here we have the address count field now, so we know how many addresses lie within each of those boundaries. We'll add another transformer, which is our reprojector. So we want to make sure that our coordinate system is set to our UTM coordinate system. So we'll be connecting that up, and we can search for our local UTM coordinate system for the Vancouver area, which is where this data set is based. So these transformers we're using in this workspace, these are our tools that allow us to manipulate our data, to calculate new values, or perform spatial operations. Our writer then allows us to output our data to our destination. In this case, we're going to be writing to Snowflake, and we've selected a saved database connection there. So that allows us to easily connect to our database in Snowflake, and we can read and write from that. We'll provide our table name, and we can write to existing or create new tables, and we can perform all sorts of functions such as truncates, drop and creates, all sorts of things. You can see we can also set the geometry or spatial column name, and we'll give that a run. So that's finished running successfully. As you can see there, translation was successful and all 21 features were written. We'll go into Snowflake just to check that this data set was written as expected. And we'll scroll down here. And you can see we've written out that table. So very simple integration workflow where we're just integrating between Esri and Snowflake. But as you can see, it's pretty easy just to drop down a reader, a couple transformers, and a writer and have a workspace ready in a matter of a couple of minutes. So the idea here is just to give you a bit of an overview of how you could build out those workspaces in FME if you're not familiar with that.